it ruining my cookies, would we? Mm. Do you want it? Does anybody want this? I don't know if I want it. Oh my gosh, that's delicious. Oh. It's way better than just eating chocolate. Burnt chocolate is good, man. Wow. You ever fix the ring you were working on? No, I didn't. Bobble Lobble is a baker? How do you know? Hey, just because Bobble Lobble is a baker doesn't mean I'm not a baker. I'm a baker. I've been baking since before I was born. Okay, 3/4 of a cup of cocoa powder. Yeah, that's gonna be all of this. Wow. This is your cocoa goop. Instead of cocoa powder. This is a whole cup. I think I should use the whole cup though, because like you guys said, milk chocolate is not that chocolatey. Like cocoa is like a little more potent maybe. So we'll compensate. Alright, so flour, baking soda, and salt and cocoa powder are supposed to be in the dry bowl and stirred into this slowly. But since this is now a wet thing, we'll just stir it in directly. Separate. Yeah, we should be fine with doing that. Once again, I do not have cocoa powder, and I'm using chocolate candy as a substitute, and I think that's just fine to do. It's still going to be a chocolatey cookie. It's not going to be like, oh my gosh, this cookie's not chocolate. This is a butter cookie now. No, this is going to be chocolatey tasting, for crying out loud. I just put 1 cup of chocolate in it, for crying out loud, man. That's not 3 cups. The recipe called for 3/4 of a cup of chocolate cocoa powder. I used 1.1 cups of milk chocolate melted instead as a substitute because I don't have cocoa powder. So I used 25% more, or 30% more than what the recipe called for because I'm compensating for using a less potent cocoa. It's not going to be brownies because I'm not adding cream of tartar to make them rise. There's not going to be that rising aspect. It's still going to lay flat like a cookie. Just because I'm using milk chocolate instead of cocoa doesn't mean it's going to rise into a big fluffy brownie. Flour, baking soda, and salt. Alright, 2 cups of flour. You know what? I'm gonna wipe out this chocolate a little bit. My mixing cup is all messed up right now. Add more flour to compensate for the wet increase. Yeah, I can do that. That sounds reasonable. I wouldn't mind if it yielded a couple more cookies anyways, because it was a little shy of the amount of cookies I wanted to ultimately make. This recipe was. It was like 4 cookies shy, so a little more flour wouldn't hurt. Plus it is going to be a little bit sweeter with all the sugar that was in that chocolate. So we want 2 cups of flour. And I will add another 3/5 of a cup, or another 2/5 of a cup beyond that. Okay, so flour and baking soda and salt. You know what? I'm gonna need more flour. Not for today, but like anytime my baking stuff gets low, I'm gonna order more. 'Cause I bake like once every few months. Buy more flour. Actually, I wonder if my dad would buy that stuff. If I put it on the grocery list, he'll probably buy it. That's kind of a grocery item. And he does buy the groceries around here. What will be in the middle of the sandwiches? Crunchy peanut butter filling. It's going to be a combination of peanut butter, butter, powdered sugar, graham crackers, and that's it. Same as my peanut butter balls had. The Reese's peanut butter balls I make, it's going to be like that. Okay, so we got flour, baking soda. We need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Baking soda? A teaspoon, huh? Teaspoon, you say? Why baking soda? Let me add a little more. Oh crap, that was too much. Alright. I know it's the rising agent, but I've got baking powder and I've got cream of tartar. And baking powder seems like a more typical rising agent. Baking soda is not generally what I read for the rising agent. But I guess baking soda is more of a cookie rising agent, and then cream of tartar and baking powder are more for cake. I'm not sure. Alright, salt. Half a teaspoon of salt. Where's our salt? Half a teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon? That's about right. We did add a little more flour, so I'm adding a little more of the other dry ingredients as well. Alright, so I'm just going to mix this all together first. I think you mix the dry stuff together to ensure that the rising agent really gets everywhere, because otherwise it could potentially cluster in one area if you put it directly into the wet mixture. So that's why you mix the wet and dry separately. That's the logical explanation. I mean, you'd probably get rid of it. You'd probably get away with it, but you'd have to mix a lot longer to ensure proper distribution of the salt and baking powder. What's up, Undertaker? Why wouldn't I be here? We are cooking in Gary's office. This is correct. Hey, thanks for the follow, Undertaker. You should put some chilies in it. I'm a serious chef. I don't play games. You should use a mixer. I am. My hand and a spoon is a mixer. Oh man, my robot's gonna be the best cook. I can't wait. My robot's gonna cook everything for me. The best part is, I can be lazy and let the robot do all the work for me, but I get all the credit because the robot's still cooking using my skill. So I still get the credit for the success because I built the robot and I taught it what to do. I still get the credit. It's the best of both worlds. You get to be lazy and get credited for your works. I'm not going to use underwear yeast to rise my cookies, thank you. Honestly, I don't even know like how long to mix for, but I'm just YOLOing it. Chili and chocolate is a classic combo? It doesn't sound like it. Are we talking about like the chili I had for dinner? Or are we talking about chili powder? Or are we talking about chili peppers? I only go off recipe if I'm like cooking food, but not for baking. I don't do it really for baking that much. Unless if I'm improvising because I don't have an ingredient, but I don't like to mess with a successful recipe that somebody made the effort to write down. Okay, so we're supposed to be adding this. Slowly add and continue mixing till incorporated. So I'll add like 25% at a time or so. Mix it and then rinse, repeat. Yeah, I can already tell we killed it. Like a boss. No, actually I'm going to be using a heat gun to cook these cookies on my lap. So you guys get to watch me cook the cookies in addition to preparing the batter. It's going to be the most interactive baking sesh of all time. We'll all get to watch live as the cookies rise and look scrumptious right before our eyes. You can only imagine their surprise when they taste it. I just can't wait, you guys. I'm gonna pull this off in only one tries. Maybe next time I'll try baking pies. I hope when Anna eats this she cries. With delight, that is. Do you have mixing bowls? Yeah, you're looking at it. It's a bowl and I'm mixing it. I do everything out of these bowls. You can use them as a bedpan, a hobo stew, microwave container, Tupperware for storage. I'm spilling everywhere. I used to use these as cereal bowls back when I actually had a metabolism worth writing home about. Now I'm not allowed to eat breakfast because I'm a fatty. I get to eat like 5 crackers for breakfast. And I'm still fat. Yeah, buddy, we're getting it now. Alright. Bobble wobble. Question. Why does this say to refrigerate the dough after stirring it? Like, why do they want me to wait? Oh, wait, I think I know the answer to that. Isn't it to let the yeast start to, like, grow it or whatever? Have babies in it? Like, the yeast starts dancing around in here and orgasming and spreading and creating children, having lots of premarital sex. That's my understanding of what's going on here. It's like a big premarital sex orgy happening in this bowl. Actually disgusts me. And all of the yeast's children will just start making this whole thing rise up. That's what I believe is going to happen. Just get on a caloric deficit? I think I do that already. That's why I only eat 5 crackers a day. This is my meal quota. What's up, good vibes? Welcome to the chat. Woo, this is an arm workout. I'm getting shredded. Oh, it's even better than the shake weight. Can you tell me how the dough tastes? Sure, I guess I could try it. I mean, you're not supposed to eat dough, but I think a small amount is okay. I'm gonna use a Q-tip and bust it off the fuzzy side as my tasting stick. Oh! Tastes like chocolate chip cookie dough. Mmm. Yummy. Actually, I say it's unhealthy, but I remember my mom used to let my sister and I lick out the bowls. Anytime she'd bake, she'd let us lick the bowls. We would lick them clean, man. Yep. Those were the good old days. Before diets kicked in. I hope my sister likes this. She's not a big sweets person, but I've been known to make some sweets that cause her to make an exception. I'm switching hands because this is really hard work. I'm better with my right hand, though. Not because I'm a fapper. I would never do that to myself. It's because I was just born with a stronger right hand. Maybe I fapped in the womb, I don't know. But if I did, that wouldn't really be my fault. I didn't know better. So, I think I'm exonerated there. Let's see. What is next? Refrigerate for 2 hours? Are you kidding me right now? Alright, I'm Googling this because nobody answered me. I need to know, do you really have to refrigerate for 2 hours? That sounds like some BS. Do you have to refrigerate cookie dough? Ooh. Bakepedia. What? They all look the same to me. What the heck? What's the difference? I'm confused. What? These look the same. This one's cooked a little longer. Give me a break. They need to cook this thing longer. According to that logic, I'm going to make my dough for next year right now. In 1 year, it should be extra good, right? It's going to be like the best then. Alright, I'm chilling it, man. I've been convinced. We doing it. They both look good to me though. Like just from the picture, I would say I wouldn't know which one would be better. Like they both look delicious. You know what's a smart solution? Just put chunks, big chunks of chocolate. If she's saying it doesn't taste chocolatey enough because it's mostly fat, not enough cocoa, you just put chocolate chips in it. Make it a chocolate chip chocolate cookie. Don't taste as chocolatey, then just put big old chocolate chips in there. It's going to taste very chocolatey. So I'm going to make chocolate chips to go with it as well. Plus, I'm going to be coating the cookies in chocolate, like dipping them in chocolate at the end, so that'll make it a lot more chocolatey as well. And it'll hold the cookies together. Bloodshot Owens, right now we are reading about what is the consequences of substituting baking powder with melted milk chocolate, which is what I did because I didn't have baking powder. And also I am currently refrigerating the dough I already mixed for the cookies. I read that refrigerating it for half an hour substantially increases the quality of the cookie because the sugar is able to absorb more of the moisture in the mix and causing the sugar to caramelize more. Also, the absorption of moisture into, I'm sure the sugar and the flour prevents the moisture from allowing the cookie to spread as much, so it stays more compact when you're baking. Can you start baking now? No, I'm going to allow myself to read this article and chit-chat with you guys for a little while in order to let the dough set up more, since it's supposed to make it a lot better tasting. Plus, I can also clean up stuff I'm done with once I'm done reading this article. I can definitely work on the inside mix of the sandwiches. That's a good point. I almost forgot about that. So I have a lot of stuff I can do. After I finish this article, I can work on the inside mix, I can clean up certain stuff, and I can prepare the next batch of chocolate, which will be the chocolate dip, which I will load all over these cookies, which are not going to be chocolatey enough, supposedly. And I'm going to make chocolate chips to load into these not chocolatey enough cookies. Since it doesn't have pure cocoa powder, it's going to have 30% less of a chocolatey taste. No, but I will be doing something else, Booth World. I will be cooking the cookies with a heat gun instead of cooking them in an oven. So you're about to see the first ever heat gun baking. Well, I'm sure somebody else has tried it, but it's going to be epic. What temp does the heat gun get to? I have no idea. I can control the temperature just by how close I put it to what I'm cooking. I mean, it's enough to melt plastic. Thanks for follow, good vibes. Could you cook a human leg with a hairdryer? Probably. Alright. I'm ready to proceed. Let's see. So now I'm gonna pull up a follow Booth World. Chocolate peanut butter balls. Easier to cook in the kitchen? Are you kidding me? I'm cooking in a reclined position while sitting down relaxed. How could it be easier than that? Cooking standing up is not easier, not even close. You just bring all your recipe to your desk chair and you sit down and relax. Alright. 15 pieces, huh? Thanks for the follow, baby boy. Let's see. I can put away the sugar. So now we are making the crunchy peanut butter filling for our peanut butter sandwiches, or Reese's sandwiches. Let's start out with the butter. Wait, 1 cup, a cup and a half. I'm trying to visualize how much this is. We're making how many cookies? 18. No, 36. So 36 cookies, 18 total sandwiches. One cup would be like 5 sandwiches. Let's say 3 cups total we need of this crunchy peanut butter stuff. So we're going to need 2 cups of sifted powdered sugar, doubling the recipe. Let's see, I'm going to clean out the bowl first, since it's got flour in it. We don't want no stinking flour. Tell you what, I got a better idea. Okay. I gotta clean this too. This water was refilled today, I think. I use this water bottle every day. And I refill it with bottled water. Alright, we're going to do 2 cups powdered sugar, 1 cup of creamy peanut butter, I hate leaving foil on the edges of the peanut butter jar. I like nice, clean jars, but I can't get it all off. What I'll do is I'll just get it off over time. Like each time I use the peanut butter, I'll pull off some more. In order to not spend all night with that. Alright, so 1 cup of this. Alright. And oh, wow. There was an air pocket at the bottom. I'm gonna have to do another heaping tablespoon. Try to trick me. Alright. Sneaky, sneaky little mixing cup. That's what I call that. Okay. What's next? 3 tablespoons of butter. Alright, so I'm going to use 6 tablespoons. This is 4.5. So I'll need a little bit in addition to this. You know, I think I'm going to slightly microwave it. Let's say just like 20 seconds. Just make it a little softer. Shouldn't you do all the dry powdered goods first? Not in this case. Alright, that was dumb. Should have put it in a bowl, but it's all good. I keep this plate clean. It's alright. I'd rather not waste a bowl anyways. Have more dishes after. This plate was my bowl. Let me just set this to the side. Make a little room.